Hello everyone, my name is Sissy and this is my vlog Can't Sleep This Off. In here I will be talking about my chronic pain and how I try to deal with that. For today's subject I've chosen something that I think most people will recognize even when you're not a chronic pain patient, and that is, when do you go see a doctor or a specialist for something you ail? For me that has been quite a struggle, it still is quite a struggle. I was raised under the assumption that when something happens on its own, it will go away on its own. For most things in everyday regular life, that's pretty much true. If I bump my hand and it hurts a little bit, just wait it out. It doesn't mean anything is wrong. If it becomes a bruise, it's a bruise. Come on, you don't go see a doctor for a bruise. Unless, of course, you're taking blood thinners and the bruise happened on its own, go see your doctor. But for the normal stuff, if it hurts a little bit, yeah, okay, you don't have to run to him for everything. Except when is the borderline between that when you're a chronic pain patient? When is the time when you say, I really can't shove this in the box of, for in my case, fibromyalgia anymore? Maybe I should see that doctor after all? I don't wanna, because he's probably gonna tell me that it's fibromyalgia anyway. But at least then I know there isn't actual damage being done to my body. And that is very important. How important? I'm gonna tell you by an experience that I've had on my own, which actually should make me run to the doctor faster, but it doesn't because I'm still very tired of when should I go. So my story is this. A couple years ago, I noticed that my vision started to deteriorate very fast. I've been having glasses since I was 17, but it was very mild adjustment. And with that came headaches, light headaches. It wasn't very big, but it was enough to get glasses, and indeed, it worked for a while. In my late 20s, I noticed it was getting worse. The headaches were getting bigger, but still not enough to not make me function. In my early 30s, it became so bad that I thought, this isn't right anymore. Also, my vision is deteriorating quite fast, so maybe have a checkup. I don't really remember how old I was when I did that first checkup. My doctor immediately thought migraines, so he tested me for that. I did not have migraines. My story about my vision was also very vague. Since I had no points of reference, I just told him whatever my creative brain made of it, and that was pretend that your vision is a field, and in that field I could see certain things but not everything. There were holes that I could see through. But once I focused on that hole, and then I couldn't see anything around it, that hole jumped to another place. But since I wanted to see, and I couldn't see anything beyond those holes, and there were always like 2, 3, 4 holes at the same time going on, I just focused on them, trying to look at what I was trying to look at. Like, for instance, I was walking my little dog, and, well, he's small, but I couldn't see him anymore. But when I looked away, I noticed that he jumped into that hole. That hole jumped on him because I actually wanted to see him. But when I actually looked at the hole to look at my dog, hole jumped away and I couldn't see my dog anymore. Well, how vague is that story? But it was the only reference I had. It was the only way for me to explain what I was actually seeing, how I was seeing the world around me now. So he thought about migraines because migraines have a certain, I don't really know what they're called in English. I should have looked that up before I started the vlog maybe. But there's a ring around your vision that you can't see anymore. An aura, I think it's called. At least that's what it's called in the Netherlands. I'm just translating it one-on-one right now. But that was not what I was experiencing. because that meant only in that aura there would be light, different colors of light, and I didn't have that. I just had blackness or dark gray if I was lucky enough, and then holes in that. So yeah, I went home. I mean, he couldn't figure it out. I couldn't figure it out. And when it became worse, I should go back. Well, in the end, I only had 10% of my vision left. That is pretty scary. And when the light hit my eyes, it became incredibly painful. Something that would be related to migraines again, but again, all the other stuff was not translated to migraines. So the only thing my doctor could think of, because he was very extensive in searching, was like, yeah, I don't know, it must be fibromyalgia. I have no idea. So I went home with that diagnosis, like, I need to learn to live with this. I wasn't happy. I felt I was losing my eyesight, and I was scared. So I went back to him and I said, I'm sorry, but I want to see an eye specialist. I want to know what's wrong with my vision. I think my deteriorating vision and the fact that I'm having headaches is related to each other. So he wrote me a transfer for the eye specialist. He never questioned me. He said, okay, if that's what you want, let's do that. So I went there and he put eye drops in my eyes to enlarge my pupils so he could see the eye nerve, and what he saw shocked him. And I was like, okay. Yeah, he said, there's so much pressure on the nerves in your eyes that is probably why you have headaches. But I want a neurologist to see it. Within 10 minutes, I was at a neurologist. 10 minutes. That kind of freaked me out. It was also because then the neurologist could look in my eyes, because the dilation of my pupils was fixed with eye drops, so that would wane away. So they needed to act fast, but they didn't tell me that at that point in time. They just said, yeah, we have to act fast. And I was like, what's going on? Eye doctor told me at that point that if there was any damage to my optic nerves, I would always be like this. I would never get my vision back. But there was no certainty that my vision was gone at that point in time, that it would not return. So there's a little bit hope, there's a lot of fright, and the neurologist said, we're going to do fMRI because I think I know what's going on, but I want to make certain. So I got several fMRIs, and it turns out I had hypertension in the brain, and that was, maybe I should explain first what that is. That means there's pressure in my head, pressure on the brain. That caused my excruciating headaches. The blood goes in through the veins in your neck, in your throat. Those two are the main arteries that go up. In the back, there's two that go down, and the blood drains again, and all the brain fluids that are made by the brain itself. I am missing one of those. One of them is clogged up, and, well, that's a scar tissue now. There's nothing left of it whatsoever. So the intake was there, normal, like always. But the going out again? Not so fast. It was like a clogged drain, really. So I got blood thinners to alleviate the pain, and in about a year and a half, it went very slowly. It leveled out. The headaches disappeared. My vision came back. I am not wearing glasses anymore. I am extremely lucky. And I feel extremely lucky. The only glasses I am wearing right now are from 2 years ago when that started, is reading glasses. But that's something completely different. I'm getting old. I'm 49. I need reading glasses. But there's no headaches anymore. Nothing whatsoever. If I get a headache, and I am not very prone to them, so that's a very fun thing indeed, it comes from having pain in my neck or being stressed. It's a completely different type of headache. I can actually recognize the difference. I wish I had gone to the doctor sooner and demanded to have my eyes looked at. Because since I was 17, we found out kinda that it probably was, because it's always vague what it is after so many years. And it happened when I was 17. That first pair of spectacles that I had on my nose shouldn't have happened. But yeah, that was the first sign. Those headaches were already there. Should I have gone to a doctor for those headaches already? They probably wouldn't have seen anything at that point in time. It was just too slight. It was a buildup of years. I mean, an artery doesn't disappear on its own or very fast. But yeah, it got me thinking that if I have a pain that is not normal, go to a doctor. Even if he tells you yet again, 9 out of 10 times, it's just fibromyalgia, at least I have the knowledge, the secure knowledge, that it's not actual damage and that it cannot get worse because there is damage, or that it is something that goes beyond what I have at that point. I could have everything or nothing at all, same as everybody else. Fibromyalgia just makes it more difficult to recognize. So why take the risk? So yeah, I went to my doctor this morning after 2 months and he told me it's just normal spasms and it might be related to the cholesterol pills I'm taking. Might be. So let's find that out. Honestly, I'm thinking no, it's not the pills, but hey, let's find out. Because if that is so, we can take steps. Probably not, because all cholesterol pills work the same way and have this side effect. But at least then I still know I did everything I could to get away from those pains. And if I can't, at least I still know there is no significant damage or any damage whatsoever done when I have those spasms. So this is my cautionary tale. I see I'm already at 12.5 minutes. I am trying to keep this short, but I am very elaborate. I know this. I am going to say goodbye to you now. I hope my story helped a little bit. I hope you get to think about, well, maybe you should go to the doctor when you have a new pain. Even when you think it's nothing, it can still be something. It really can. And why not have that security that it's nothing at all? And yes, you're going to have to learn to live with it. And it's not something that you want to hear. I hate hearing that. I want to go to the doctor like in the 70s and the 80s and they said, it's this. And they gave you something and it worked. Because that's my childhood memory of going to the doctor. But it doesn't work like that. Especially when you get older. It doesn't work like that. I hope this helped a little bit. I hope it made you think a little bit. I hope you never have to go through this. But if you do, please know you're not alone in it. Thank you for watching. Hit the like button. Give me messages through all the channels that you have available to you towards me. Yeah, I hope you liked what you heard. This was Can't Sleep It Off. My name is Sissy and I hope to see you again next time. Bye bye.